Good morning. I want to welcome you all to the 2024 Outfront Forum. MediaPost produces over 60 days of content, live content each year, but this day is special in that this is our longest running one-day show. We've been conducting this Outfront Forum for 16 straight years. Even in 2020, when we were doing it over Zoom, when our speakers' children were walking in front of the screen and kind of interrupting us. So it has a long and rich history. The event, I think, has stood the test of time because it's really a rare opportunity to hear raw, unfettered, real talk from the people who are influencing the upfront and newfront markets. And that's why I think all you guys are here today. Right now, I want to introduce to the stage the man who's been here for all 16, someone who's been covering this marketplace for 40 years. I was in diapers, I think, when he got started covering this space. Over that time, he was with Adweek, Ad Age, and we've been lucky to have him for the last 2 decades as our editor-in-chief at MediaPost. Please welcome to the stage the one and only Joe Mandese. Joe.
41 years. So it's been fun. Thank you for coming. I'm just going to set the stage for what you can expect today. Can you hear me okay, by the way? Yeah, good. So 41 years of covering the upfront. There have been a lot of changes, but the most amazing part for me is that there haven't been a lot of fundamental changes in some ways, and that's what we'll be getting into in the conversation here. And yes, there's shifts every year in supply and demand and some of the terms and conditions and the haggle and the supply chain. But the process itself, the amazing part to me is how much it's persisted. When we started this concept of the Outfront Conference, it was 17 years ago that the great Andrew Jaffe, late Andrew Jaffe, former editor of Adweek, and my boss Ken, and Nick Bryan and I were sitting at a lunch table, and we said we should really have an event that sets the stage for the upfront. And for me, it was, the upfront is the beginning of a fiscal planning process, fiscal buying process for the entire media economy, ad-supported media economy. And the idea was, could we get out in front of it and set the stage for the issues? So what we did is we created basically 2 elongated panels. One is going to start in a little while with my colleague Wayne Friedman, talking about the hot issues for this year as we go into negotiations and spending and buying and planning. And then we're going to do a panel, we'll break a little bit, and then we're going to do a panel talking about how should it look or how might it look 5 years from now. And as I already said, I'm amazed and I find it remarkable about how little some of the elements have changed. We certainly have many more suppliers. We have hyper-fragmentation. We have new currencies. I have a feeling we've always had alternative currencies. We just didn't have them JIC certified before. But we'll get into some of that mostly on Wayne's panel. And then when we get into the 5 years out, I hope you have good questions for yourself for what things might change and should change like. But that's basically the agenda here. So if you read my columns, you've already heard way more about what I think is wrong with the marketplace. I'll keep writing about it until we get it right. That's my opinion, but you're going to hear from the pros in a little while. So thank you. I'd like to invite Wayne and his panel to take the stage.